And now we get to the live ground action from different parts of the country. We have reporters joining in. Dibendu is joining us from Ranaghat, West Bengal, and Siddharth Bhardwaj is joining us from Kanpur. Good morning, both of you, for joining in DD India News Hour. Dibendu, first coming across to you. When we talk of the 8 seats going to polls today in Bengal, get us a sense of who are the key players in these southern constituencies. What marks this fourth phase different from the previous phases that have been held, one. And secondly, it is a little too early to talk about the voting percentage, but let us get more from you. How has the day begun when we talk of the voter turnout?
Well, Preeti, I'll take your second question first.
Right.
Very good morning from here in West Bengal. You can see I'm at a model polling station here in West Bengal's Ranaghat Lok Sabha constituency. And if I can ask my camera person to show you the number of persons that have been turning up here since morning is phenomenal. And Preeti, as you know, West Bengal has always been recording high numbers of voter turnout in almost every elections after elections. This is a model polling stations made by the Election Commission of India, which provides seating arrangements for the elderly. There is a ramp. We just saw an elderly woman being taken into the polling station in a wheelchair by the Election Commission staff. There are other facilities such as drinking water, washrooms, energy drinks being provided to people working both in the polling stations as well as people who are coming from long distance to cast their votes. It's like a festival here in this particular booth in Ranaghat, where the festival of, in fact, the celebration of democracy is taking place, and large numbers of voters are coming in since morning to cast their vote. Coming to your first question, Preeti, of course, this is these 8 phases in this particular 8 seats in this particular phase are very, very important because of the sheer number of quote-unquote star candidates that are contesting in this particular phase of the elections here in West Bengal. We have Mahua Moitro, Dilip Ghosh of the BJP, Yusuf Pathan, former cricketer from Trinamool Congress. We also have Shatrughan Sinha, from actor turned politician. We also have Kirti Azad, former cricketer. We have another Bengali actress, Shatabdi Roy. These are all big names, heavyweight candidates contesting elections in this particular phase in the 8 seats that are going to polls in Bengal today. So, of course, lots at stake for both the BJP as well as the Trinamool Congress here in West Bengal, but also the Baharampur seat just about 100 kilometers from where I am. The Baharampur constituency is another interesting contest that is being fought between in fact, amongst the Congress, the Trinamool Congress and the BJP, it is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary who is fighting to save in fact the last bastion of the Congress here in West Bengal. He had been the member of parliament for the last 25 years, and he's now facing a tough competition from both the BJP as well as the Trinamool Congress, who have fielded former cricketer Yusuf Pathan. And we had been in Baharampur just a day back, and we have seen the enthusiasm that the people have been showing for both the Trinamool Congress and the BJP, and a lot of anti-incumbency for Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. So, of course, interesting battles here in Bengal. And we'll of course have to wait till the 4th of June. People are putting in their mandate currently, but we'll get to know who has won their game in this political battle on the 4th of June. Back to you.
All right, Dibendu. So it is a litmus test for the MPs also, for the contestants also, and for the political parties as well. For those of you joining us late, these are the live inputs we're getting from our reporters who are stationed in different parts of the country, deployed in different parts of the country, to get us a sense of how the 4th phase of polling is progressing in these respective states. Getting you more on the 4th phase of polling. We told you that 96 constituencies spread over 9 states and a union territory are witnessing polls today. This is the 4th phase of Lok Sabha elections, and talking of the seats, talking of the regions, then 13 seats in Uttar Pradesh, 11 in Maharashtra, 8 each in MP and Bengal, 5 in Bihar, 4 each in Odisha and Jharkhand and 1 in Jammu and Kashmir are going to polls today. And after the 4th phase ends, that is after the completion of this phase, polling will be ending in 23 states and union territories. Dibendu Mondal is there with us from Ranaghat, West Bengal, and he spelled out the poll contest for us and how is the poll contest poised in West Bengal. Dibendu, when we talk of the general elections, then generally, it is the theme of it is the national issues that are given more prominence in these elections rather than the local issues which find prominence in the assembly elections. How have you gauged the temperament of the voters when we talk of their expectations, or when they're stepping out to vote? What is it that they're looking forward to?
Well, Preeti, of course, this is a national election where, the people are electing their MP, who in turn will elect or select perhaps the Prime Minister of India. So, of course, national issues is, of course, key to the mind of the people when they are going to cast their vote in these polling stations like the one that you see behind me. Apart from that, particularly if I talk about the state of West Bengal, the BJP is taking on the Trinamool Congress here in Bengal. It's a head-on fight between both the Trinamool Congress and the BJP. But remember, the Trinamool Congress have been in power here in Bengal for the last 12 years now. This is the 3rd term of the Chief Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee. But over the last couple of years, the TMC government have brought in some anti-incumbency for themselves. There have been issues of corruption, there have been issues of cut money, there have been issues of unemployment, non-industrialization in the state, lack of proper civic infrastructure in many parts of the state, lack of much development in the rural parts of the country. There have also been issues with the corruption related to the coal smuggling, the cattle smuggling. Also, Bengal is a very complex state in terms of politics because of the fact that there are multiple Musselmen that rules the roost on the ground here in different parts of Bengal. So of course, these are some of the issues that the people are keeping in mind while they are going to cast their vote, is what we understand from the ground. But the key important issue that of course the people are perhaps dwelling on while casting their vote is, of course, one being that of unemployment, the second being of the multiple government schemes that many, the central government schemes that many have not been able to get here in Bengal because of the tussle between both the central and the state government here in Bengal. So, of course, these are some of the key issues that are being talked about, that are being deliberated and even spoken openly here in the state of West Bengal. So, of course, these issues are being taken into consideration by the voters when they are going to cast their vote. But also, Preeti, in Bengal, not just national issues, but also the local issues,
right.
And the candidates who are in the fray are also playing an important part here, because what I gather is that Bengal is a very politically active and aware state where every individual is aware of their panchayat member. So you
right.
can understand how politically aware the state is. So the candidates are also playing an important, the selection of candidates are also playing an important part in the minds of the people. Back to you.
All right, Dibendu. So that was about West Bengal. Let's turn focus to Uttar Pradesh, the state with the largest representation. Let's go across to Siddharth, who is joining us from Kanpur. Siddharth, good morning. Of the 13 seats that are going to polls in Uttar Pradesh in this particular phase, the 4th phase of polling, let us get more from you. How do you gauge the political contest? And also, when we talk of, the Kanpur seat, then specifically it is local versus, a local face. That is Alok Misra from the INDI bloc is pitted against BJP's Farrukhabad native Ramesh Awasthi. So, in a nutshell, when we talk Kanpur, it's a local versus outsider contest there. How do you gauge the temperament of the voters there? And added to that, very quickly first, get us a sense of how has the day begun there when we talk of the people turning out to vote.
Oh, well, a very good morning to you, Preeti. I'm here in Uttar Pradesh, having largest number of Lok Sabha seats, which is 80. And if I talk about, the 30 seats this time around who are going to polls, then interestingly, all these 13 seats were clearly swept by the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2019. So this time around, they certainly have a litmus test. And if I talk about where I am right now, then I am in Kanpur, Preeti. And voting here started at 7 a.m. in the morning. People very enthusiastically came here and, cast their ballot. And, right now as well, if you can see behind me, if I request my camera person to actually show you that how the voters have come here and look at them, the enthusiasm on their face, how they are casting their ballot. They are about to cast their ballot, and look at the enthusiasm on their face. They are showing their fingers. Some of them have already cast their ballot and some are in the queue. Preeti, the excitement is certainly palpable, and these voters now know that what it means to cast their ballot. The stage is set for the Kanpur Lok Sabha. That will go, today is the polling date, and a total of around above 36 lakh voters will decide the future of 21 candidates in Kanpur and of course Akbarpur Lok Sabha seats. Of the 21 contestants, Preeti, a total of 11 candidates are in fray from Kanpur Lok Sabha seat and 10 from Akbarpur Lok Sabha seat. Voters will exercise their franchise, Preeti, at 3,614 to be very specific, booths and districts, and 3,998 booths including Rania. And also to monitor the election system, Preeti, 48 zonal magistrates, 304 sector magistrates, and of course around 400 micro observers have been deployed across both the parliamentary seats. So you can see behind me that people are standing in queues. They know that we have to first cast a ballot and then we have to do anything else. So basically, if as far as the Kanpur Lok Sabha constituency is concerned, then there are about 1,607 polling booths in which about 16 lakh or 1.6 million people will cast their ballot. Amongst those, 0.8 million are the male voters and 0.7 are about the female voters. So this is the atmosphere as far as the elections are concerned. The voting has just started. It's very difficult to say right now about the voting percentage. As the day will progress, the voting percentage will certainly come. If I talk to you about the data from 2019, then the voting percentage was somewhere around 60, and when the polling will end at about 6 p.m. in the evening, then only we'll be able to know the voting percentage. But right now we cannot say anything about that.
All right. We'll wait for the day. Let's see how the voting percentage picks up. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for joining in this morning. So those were Dibendu and Siddharth joining us from West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh respectively, telling us more about how has the day begun in the constituencies that are going to polls today.